You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
If you just tuned in to today's show, you are listening to The Money Hour on 1150 AM KKNW, our virtual show. So if you're listening on the radio, which our show airs on Saturday with a rebroadcast on Sunday, it sounds a little bit different on radio. It's because we are actually recording live virtually today. I am your host, Tina Mitchell.
And I'm your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
We are your local mortgage experts. And if you're hearing a show at a different time or day, you're listening to a rebroadcast. But again, we're here to connect you with the guests that we have on the show today. Give the show a call at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. We bring in each week the best of the best in every area regarding your financing. We're here to help you in today's economy. And our second and last guest today is Nancy Juetten with Life Goes on a Road Trip. Nancy, thank you so much for joining us on our virtual show today.
Thanks. It's great to be here. Learning so much.
I know, so exciting. And a little bit about Nancy. Nancy Juetten guides families to organize their personal financial information and crucial documents before something random or crazy can stop them. The co-creator of Life Goes On Roadmap system is personal financial information organization. Nancy is on a mission to touch and transform 1 million lives by guiding them to take one of 16 essential road stops, one 20-minute segment at a time. Nice tagline there, Nancy.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here.
Love it, Nancy. So let's talk about your roadmap. What circumstances were you in where you were like, this is something that's essential for people? And tell us more about what it is exactly.
Well, okay then. You know, about 2 years ago, in the same week, 3 women I knew had their financial lives completely turned upside down because of sudden divorce, death, and diagnosis. And almost instantaneously, they couldn't access anything they needed to be able to be in the driver's seat for their financial lives. And they're all women of a certain age, maybe 50 or over. And that's about the vintage that I am. And I said, I had this nagging feeling that if I didn't get my own act together, that I could be someone who would suffer the same fate. So I'm married to a certified financial planner professional, and he said to me, what do I want for Christmas? And I said, forget the traditional gifts. What I really want is a roadmap. So if I need to drive our life forward for some reason, if you are not able to, that I have the power, access, and control to do that. And so we created the Life Goes On Roadmap system for personal financial information organization. And you're wondering, like, what is it? It's a game you play with your family to start important conversations around where the heck is everything I need if I want to drive my life forward. And there are 16 road stops that you take along this game board.
Awesome.
And instead of considering this a chore to put off, it's a game that you play where everyone who's involved is a winner. Because if life hits the fan, as life just has desperately hit the fan, you don't want to be scrambling to find your medication list, your phone login information. How are you going to access your credit cards? If someone else has been driving that and you don't know how to do it, that adds a layer of stress to your life that you could really do without. So our system guides people to do that one 20-minute segment at a time. And we've had hundreds of families join with us over the last 2 years to get this job done. And I feel like we're like waving the empowerment flag for families everywhere that we can help globally now, which is fortuitous for us, you know?
Yeah. And what a great way to bring this all in together. Nancy, you were so brilliant. And we're not talking about bye-bye boring bio, because that was what you did that helped you in the financial crunch that you talked about to get something in there quickly. But you could, I mean, you're such, I've known you for many, many years. I've heard you speak before. You know, you were an inspiration for me, tying in my tragedy to triumph into my one-time year business. The idea of bringing something personal into a business course? How can you connect the two? So you've been such an inspiration to me, and your gift of word. And why is this important for somebody to be gifted or to try to really work on that? Because each of us do what we do because we're passionate about what we do. And we know that we can help people. But if you can't communicate your message in a way that people are going to be drawn to your product or service, you're not able to share your wealth of information. And I just wanted to say that because I know that people are coming into not just because of the behind what the message is, but getting them excited about that process in what you can do in their life. So anyways, just well done. So well, I want to talk with you. Oh, go ahead, Nancy.
I don't want to make a comment. Since we're talking about real estate professionals and mortgage professionals, our guest today, Susan, is not having any challenges at all. Her business is booming. But there are many real estate professionals and folks in the business of real estate that are looking for ways to touch and transform the lives of the clients that they've been fortunate to serve. And what a wonderful gift to share with your client. Listen, I know you're not buying or selling right now, but this is a gift I want to make available to you so that you and your family can remember me well and also be empowered to do something that's crucial. I mean, look at of all the bottles of champagne and of all the interesting things that you can give a family when they close, what do they really need right now? And how can you touch them in a way that they will remember you for caring about them beyond the transaction, for the nitty gritty things that need to happen in real life right now? I just invite people to think about that.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, whether a real estate agent or any other business, if you do a closing gift, this is a closing gift that will really make a difference. Or if you're just giving a gift to a friend or a family member because it's their birthday, what a great closing gift. Love that, Nancy. Thank you. And again, you can call on the show at 1-855-400-1150 or go online at themoneyhour.com. And I'm not sure what Victoria, our director of marketing, what she's behind the scenes, as well as our engineer, Gary, is behind the scenes. You just see us in front of the scenes, but I'm sure there's going to be posts with the contact information for our guests here if you're listening to this through our Facebook Live or on our YouTube channel. So Nancy, let's talk about what has happened since you launched your product in 2018 until now today.
Well, in the first 2 years, over 5,000 families across the country have downloaded our Get Your Act Together Getting Started template, which is our gift to the world. And you can be one of them if you visit lifegoesonroadmap.com. Get this Get Your Act Together Getting Started template and start the scavenger hunt right now with the families that you love the most. You'll never regret it. So we've had 5,000 or more people download this free gift. We've had hundreds of families actually complete their roadmaps. We have licensed our system to real estate professionals, financial advisors, estate planning attorneys, and now this very large bank. And we've been on television locally, nationally. I've used my publicity skills to build a tremendous amount of buzz for what we are up to. So we're very easy to find, easy to refer, and easy to buy. And we've only just begun to fight. I think the one thing I'm particularly proud of, if I may share, that's also quite personal. My mother has dementia. There is no cure for that. But I've started an initiative with Dementia Support Northwest. And when donors give $100 or more to support their important good work, they receive the digital version of Life Goes On Roadmap as an in-kind matching gift. So those families that are contending with a dementia diagnosis actually receive a tool that's vitally important to capture information before the chalkboard gets scrubbed clean when the disease takes its nasty toll. So we're finding ways to give back as well as to contribute. And I feel really proud of the progress we've made, and we've only just begun to fight.
Well, speaking of Nancy, and wow, what an incredible impact you've already made changing. And this is at the core of changing people's lives is what you're doing. So, and then as you grow in success, you give back, which is so awesome and amazing to hear. Me and Tina are big on trying to give back. Tina spends most of 90% of her time giving back. If it's not knowledge, it's something else on some front. So good on you for that. Let's talk a little bit about the future. What do you have on the forefront? This is what you've done now. Where do you see yourself going from here?
I'm following Jack Canfield's advice from the Success Principles. I'm aiming much higher and I'm reaching much higher. And I'm going after CEOs of leading companies that are best companies to work for, employee assistance programs that are touching their clients during times of crisis. I believe that these large organizations can co-brand our system and look like heroes to the employees that they serve, and that we'll be able to touch and transform many, many more lives. So anyone who is inspired by this idea, my suggestion is to go get the Get It Your Act Together Getting Started template at lifegoesonroadmap.com. It's free. It's fabulous. Use it yourself and then evaluate, would this be something that all of my clients could use? And is there a way for me to use this in my business so that we can really make a difference that's profound and lasting with the families that we serve? Because you know what? Everyone wants more referrals. They want to have deeper relationships with the clients that matter most to them. They want more word of mouth marketing, and birds of a feather fly together. So if you go the extra mile with your clients in this kind of way, what kind of magic will come back to you beyond what you expected? This is the kind of thing that lasts a lot longer than chocolate or champagne. It's crucial, especially in the clutch moments. And we've just only begun to fight. And I think my only obstacle is to just remember to keep on pushing the message forward, knowing that one day the right people will hear it and will gladly embrace it, because selling is not that easy all the time. Not for some people, maybe not for our guest here who's not having any trouble at all, but there are some people that find it a little challenging. And if you get a little bit of rejection, you kind of have to fight back and keep pushing. And that's where I'm at with it.
That was awesome. And yes, I'm definitely, we all have rejections and we all have challenges and we all have no's. But if you look at it as, and I call it an opportunity game, not a numbers game, you have to get through the no's. And a no could be that people are just not responding to anything that you do. And it's like, wow, I'm so passionate about this message. And why is? Well, eventually they will. But if you lose that sense of passion because the discouragement and the fear starts coming in, that's where the issue comes in, because now you're not able to present at your best. So just go through and just say 1 out of 10. If I think that's a good number to look at, I've got to have 10 conversations to get one maybe. And then that one maybe, it's going to take 10 of those to get one yes. So whatever that is, and it makes it a game. So thank you for bringing that in, Nancy. And I want to say Victoria's here again behind the scenes. Victoria, shout out, educational moment. Reach out to Nancy. Let's get her on for our educational moment, which is for our client. So for any business professional that's out there, if you are not doing events for your client and bringing in an opportunity for them to learn about everything except for what you do, because you want to be that connector. You want to be the person that you have everybody that they need to have a strong financial blueprint. We've got Nancy here. She is a keynote speaker. She's got a program that is unique compared to any other way to have the conversation around what you need to be able to prepare to navigate through that road when something comes up. And so I'm booking her. So you guys book her for your events. Absolutely,
can
Nancy.
I say one more thing? Just one more thing real quick. Of course. In my other business, which is to help people get known, to get paid, I've been encouraging people to get on podcasts and to show up on connection calls and to do radio shows, because we can bring the world to our feet and to our laptop and touch and transform many more lives in ways beyond which we thought were possible. I came here today to share about Life Goes On Roadmap. I did not come here today with the idea that a speaking invitation would happen instantaneously while I was here. And so I would just say to everyone who's listening or watching, what podcasts, radio shows, and other virtual platforms can you contribute to, and what new opportunities might emerge because you rocked it or gave some great value? And I just always wave the flag for what it is to show up and make a difference and to see what magic happens that was beyond expectations. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Nancy, for coming in. And on that note, I will give a shout out here. Obviously, Keelan and I would love to showcase your business here on the Money Hour on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm proud to say in 2020, we opened Tia Media Agency, which if you want to start a podcast on a radio show, we'll take care of all of it for you through the agency. So if you're interested in information about that, you can reach out to the show as well. Keelan, any final thoughts from you as we wrap up our show today?
Just love to everybody out there, and we'll get through this. Everybody keep your head up, keep your spirit up, and create a new you. If I call to action to our listeners out there, get contacted. This is a great time to talk to Susan, a great time to talk to Nancy, and really dive into those things that you put on the back burner and come out of this thing the best you that you can be. And that's my goal. It's challenging, but you know what? At the end of the day, what's your excuse now? You're stuck in your house. Get it done and come out of it shining.
I love that. Don't they say get her done?
Get her done.
Well said, Keelan. Well, that is our show. One more opportunity to thank you guys for coming in, ladies. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And to our listeners, this is a wrap for our first virtual Money Hour, which airs on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. You're watching the virtual right now, but you can catch us on air on Saturday at 3, a rebroadcast at 8 a.m. Keelan on Sunday?
Sunday at 8, yes, 8 a.m.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. And I am your host, Tina Mitchell.
And I'm your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.